Okay, we're at Henoko in front of the U.S. Marine Corps Camp Schwab, where they are trying to build a new airstrip by filling part of the beautiful, pristine coral garden that is called Aurora Bay. This plan was conceived 20 years ago. It has been delayed because of adamant Okinawan protest, and they haven't really begun to fill the bay for all these years, but now they're scheduled to begin the day after tomorrow, 14 December 2018. There are many reasons for opposing this base. It destroys a beautiful, precious, as I said, coral garden, the habitat of the endangered species, the dugong. Probably will drive it out of the area. It is opposed by the vast majority of the Okinawan people for a very good reason. And as an engineering project, it is riddled with flaws. Why on earth, with all this opposition, do they still want to build the thing? As you might not know, it's financed entirely by the Japanese government. For the U.S., they love it because it's free. The Japanese government is building it in Okinawa because for them, Okinawa is still a colony. They don't want any new U.S. bases in what we call here mainland Japan. As any Okinawan will tell you, Okinawa makes up less than 1%, 0.6% of all of Japanese territory, but more than 70% of the U.S. bases in Japan are in Okinawa Prefecture. The Okinawans understand this quite correctly as discrimination. Bases, put them in Okinawa. The great majority of the Japanese public wants U.S. bases nearby, but not in their backyard. Put them in Okinawa. So yet another base is scheduled to be built here. Why don't they give it up? People tell me that the cost has gone up from the original estimate 12 times. 12 times, cost 12 times as much as they predicted. And the greater part of that expense is security, because to get their work done, they have to bring down here hundreds of riot police and hundreds of rent-a-cops, and every day move hundreds of people away from the gate where they're sitting in blocking trucks. Exhausting work for the riot police, but also wildly expensive. If this were a business, if this were a company project, they would have given it up long ago. Why don't they do it? Why don't they give it up? The answer is, I think, that they cannot bear the idea of losing to the Okinawans. They still look down on the Okinawans, still discriminate against the Okinawans. That's why all the bases are here. And the idea of giving in to the Okinawans is something that the Japanese government simply cannot bear. But from the standpoint of the U.S., the U.S. government even, this thing is not in American interest, national interest at all. It's going to take, even if their best scenario is still another 10 or 15 or 20 years to get it done. The price going up more and more. And they're faced with some really serious engineering problems. For example, it has been discovered that the ocean floor, where they were going to put huge concrete caissons to build a seawall, it turns out that it has the consistency in many places of mayonnaise, so that the caissons would sink out of sight and disappear. So they can't use their caisson plan, they've got to make a new plan. Nobody knows what that new plan is going to be, and yet they're going ahead with it. Also, there's very strong evidence that there is an active earthquake fault directly under the site. This is going to be confirmed in coming months by some sonar tests and other things. But on the earthquake maps, the Henoko fault appears. It's understood to be there.
ちょっと音がうるさいからごめん。じゃあもう一つだけ質問。ワンモこの辺野古の基地の問題は、辺野古の新基地は、
はい、
これは日本の問題ですかね。アメリカは関係ないですかね。アメリカは第三者的な顔をしていますけども、これはアメリカに言えば日本の政治の問題だと言ってますけども、アメリカは関係ないですか。
Of course, America is very concerned with this, and the U.S. Marine Corps is very concerned with it. I think that there's strong evidence that in Marine Corps, in the command, in the Pentagon, and even maybe with the base commanders here, I believe they're very concerned. But since it's being paid for by Japan, it makes it easy for them to let it slide. Plus, maybe they feel they don't have a right to complain. But I think they're very uncomfortable with it. I think there are a lot of reasons that even the Marines don't need, and probably are beginning to understand that they don't need this base. It looks very much like it might be a flawed construction in that it's on a base of mayonnaise. The Marine Corps does not need an airstrip that sinks back into the ocean like Kansai International Airport is doing now. And they don't need to put their ammunition depot over an active earthquake fault. And there's also the fact that I'm quite sure the Japanese government is not being honest with the U.S. government about the progress of this thing. I think to save face, they're saying, oh, it's going well, everything's on schedule, we've got it all under control, and they don't. And of course, the Marines are right over here, and they have their intelligence department and their intelligence workers collecting information and sending it back to the Pentagon. And so they know that it's not going well. It's not the business of the Marines or the U.S. government to save face for the Japanese government and accept a flawed base. Plus, the American people have got to know, and I'm repeating myself here, that this endangers a true ecological treasure. This Ora Bay is one of the last pristine, undamaged, or not very damaged coral gardens left in the world. Probably the only one in Japan. And it's a terrible tragedy, a terrible loss for the world itself to have it destroyed for a base that has no real important function. Okay?
Okay.